Okay. Joseph Curry here, and welcome to the Joseph Curry Show. My show is on July 2nd, 2020. And all we doing and all I'm trying to do right now is make a comment for everybody, but unfortunately I just had to do what I had to do, and I mean, I just had the best news ever, and I know I had to do it. I have watched soccer. I never watched soccer. I played soccer on PS4. I got those NASCAR Heat game. Will be on my other account. Will be wearing a Superman on, with a Superman on that you're gonna see on my other account. But hey, anyway, I like to say this season is going to restart, and I just return. I'm gonna shut this door. Yes, yes, sir. The NBA season has begun. It's starting, and it's starting right now, and I just like it. I mean, everybody knows how to do it. Everybody knows how to get into it. So anyway, you know how it goes. And of course, the Major League Baseball, as you also know, and football coming in the season. But let's just start this way. I had never ever imagined of what this might come out in our future. The future is now, and there's a pandemic. COVID-19, the pandemic is still going on. And it's not about, man, what are we all going to do now? And for then on now, I would not really be start this. This can't be happening. This can't be hot. This going to be continued. But now let's go back to the flashbacks of my of what I did. Let's go back to the flashbacks and this beautiful, beautiful day. And back at the day where I was like 10 years old. That's my granddaddy Joe's birthday. That's my father's birthday. He turns he was turned 90, he was about to turn 90 years old. My granddaddy, my first granddaddy was become old, and then he had a wife. And my dad, that's my dad's father. And I know her for the time that he he had a great content. They had a big house out there. They had cousins, TT, Jamiso, JJ, Jabal, and one of my cousins up there. They were they were little. They were little. Jamal was little. And Michelle was little when she was a baby. So me and Shauna and I went down there to see, and they had a great party. They had a great party birthday Joe's day. My mom's there. Robert Jones was there. Robert Jones, remember him? When he was back in the day, back in the day. That was in the mid '90s. That was July of 1994. That's July the 3rd, 1994, I think. So we had blast back then. We had the party, and we had hot dogs, we had hamburgers, we had sodas, we had everything. We had chips, we had everything in the order. There was a flashback in 1994, and I was in here playing. They had Sega Genesis. They had playing video games. I went down in the house and they had Saint the Heck Yard and they had the whole stuff they're doing. But I gotta say, it's been a blessing to have the family come together and pray together. I mean, I saw Debbie and Gloria and Debbie and Laura and Annie and Cindy. They were Debbie. She was a good lady by then. I call her every time on Facebook and then on the phone, cell phone. And yes, we had a good time. We had a good time just about that. It was a good. It was a good thing. I know it was a little bit hard and probably it was like just like that. And somehow the people I'd like to think is most of the little bit of time, most of the time that I felt they has. So so Oza was there on the wheel show, and I was in here doing my business, and for one reason that the wheel will live, and I saw Jamisa with my granddad Joe, granddad Joe. I saw Jamisa with Grandpa Joe, and we all know everything knows about that, and it was a great time. That was a flashback on 1994, and I love it. And I take credit for it. I love Grandpa. I love two of the grandpas, Grandpa Joe and Grandpa George. So it was a blessing. It was a blessing to continue. So don't get me wrong. Okay, don't get me wrong. And I know, and I had great memories. I had great memories of that one. I had good memories. I can never ever thank everybody enough. For the last for the last lives, for all the years that I've seen, all the years that I've been through. And about a year ago, uh, his wife passed on June 20th, 1995. That was in the past by then. But I seen a lot of my stuff story. Never ever seen. All my friends that all my family members, all the family members that have been, all the family members that are doing. And I just love it. I just love to see them down. Robert Jones was the post chapel. He was a preacher of the post chapel in Frankington. In Frankington, Matty Least loved that. Matty was a co-pastor. That's my mom. And Robert Jones was a pastor. Until he retired back in 1999, I used to love him. I really love him for real. I love him. I love him a lot. And he wasn't like he basically so he was a good pastor when I was a baby, and then I was a kid, and he um he he loved me a lot. He liked me a lot, and then back in the day, he baptized me when I was a baby. He was I was baptized when I was a kid. So meanwhile, everything's like that. So for real, we have a family like this. We have the church family like this, the pastor like this. Yeah, and my father was he was a singer. My father was a singer at the Post Chapel, the bell choir, the lead choir, and the lawn choir. That's who he is. That's where he is today. So now my broadcast. I love all the family members. All the family members are there. My dad, my grandpa Joe, that he was a good man. He was a good man. And the age of 90, uh, at the age of 90, he was doing a lot. He teased people a lot. He wanted to go to church at post job, and he stayed, and then he stayed down in a nursery, in an apartment. No, my granddad, he used to stay in an apartment when he was all alone, and then he got and then got Pete, my uncle Pete. Uncle Pete was there, stayed with his granddad's apartment a long time ago, and I stayed with him, and he was very great, and they had to live in it until I was 10, and my parents dropped me to my granddad Joe, and I had to stay up there until they were when they were in Bible study. So my dad and mom up in where I was in and went to Bible study while I was at the house in Grenda's house. It was in Cremor that they had this whole stuff. So I know everything about my granddad Joe. Granddad Joe was a good man. He was a good boy, and he was doing a lot. He was doing a whole lot. I will never forget where it has been become for real. I do know that I have been become a good that I have been become a good kid. It was just love to get around and they sing. My dad sings some songs and my granddad loved it. And that was his birthday. He turned 90 years old back in 1994, months probably. And that was his dad, my father's father. So Oza is in a wheelchair. So now I see right now there's I never had concern, but anyway, oh well. Well look, I'm doing this for the old school. Um I'm doing that for the flashbacks because I want to know how the history has ever been because I know the history of being friends and being a family. So now, do I know this is my second, and I like to think about it. No, 2 days until the July 4th. July 4th will be a holiday. No, will be, but I'm gonna do the cookout, and I'm gonna do everything, and cook out, and gonna do the stuff that I normally do it all this time inside out for sure. Yeah. But what is going on? But now, what is going on in the war? I'm Joseph Crudup, and this is my time that I'm doing. And I like to say, I say on the Facebook because I'm doing this a whole stuff going on, and I like it. A lot of stuff going on the flashback, and I like to do everything to get the whole thing going, and I had to get my life going, get my life back on track, and somehow that's going to continue. But just make sure that I'm not putting any more punches. And we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep going for sure. If you like me, subscribe, and I'll let you know how things can turn out pretty, very well. But I can imagine along about my dad's grandfather before he passed, and it's been a good time for him. I'm just a little bit concerned because I love my grandfather. Granddad Joe was a good guy, and he got all the cousins, Devin, Gordon, and Laura, and Annie, and everybody. It was a blessing, and it's been a blessing for everybody. It was like 26 years ago. 26 years ago, and we're going to talk about this over and over again, the party for sure. And yes, for sure, we'll love that one. But listen, if you just tune in, I'm Joseph Kurt, and I like to say I enjoy and have this beautiful, beautiful time here on the Joseph Kruger Show. It's on July 2nd, 2020. And I like to talk to everybody about it. So anyway, I love you. I love you all. And I'm probably going to see you tomorrow. I hope I see you tomorrow. If not, then we'll do it again on Monday, probably. So that's all I have to say for now. This is Joseph Crudup. Like me on YouTube and subscribe. And I'll see you then tomorrow.